Mike from More Wildlife. We can be found on the web at www.morewildlife.net. I'm going to do a series of videos to help you save money so that you can maximize your food plots. Today's first video is going to be on the equipment that you need. I've bought some equipment that I regretted, and there's some equipment that I would like to purchase, but I want to get you started in the right direction. The other videos it's going to be from start to finish. We're going to be doing liming, seeding, all the way up to your maintenance. This is a Kubota B7800. It's the biggest of the B series. Works really well for food plots. I've got a Wood 7500. Basically, that's a 7.5 foot backhoe. $6,700. I don't know. It's a lot of money. I mean, unless you've got some property and you're going to use it a lot, for $6,700 you can get a lot of excavation work done. I mean, it's nice to have, but definitely not a necessity for your food plots. The tractor isn't either. I mean, you could do a lot with a four-wheeler, which we'll get into in a little bit. It's a 4-cylinder, 30 horse. In the front, I have a sprayer for weed kill. In hindsight, I wished I'd have bought the sprayer that went on the back of the four-wheeler up on top of the rack instead of the pull behind, because when you try to back up with this unit, it jackknifes and it's a little miserable. It gets the job done, but if you're going to buy a sprayer, buy the one that goes on the back of the four-wheeler up on the rack. In the back, I have a spreader. I use it mainly for spreading lime. You could use it to spread fertilizer, but most of my plots are small, so I have a different spreader for spreading the fertilizer. In the front, we have a disc harrow. In the back, we have a tiller. It's about 3 times the cost of the disc harrow. And the disc harrow works really well for when it's rocky. It'll spit the rocks up, the smaller ones. Plus, if you've got big ones, it'll roll right over them. With the tiller, I mean, it costs so much money and you'll smash it up, I mean, just like that. So, depending on your terrain, you'll pick either or. So, they both do a good job. In the front, we have an ATV harrow drag. Works really good after you've done your tilling or disc harrow. You pull this around, smooths your plot all out. It also doubles as weed control. Like if you don't want to weed kill in the beginning, you can till to kill your weeds. And then basically wait 10 days, and then when things start to come back up, you hit it with Roundup then. And then 5 days after that, you pull this around because it doesn't go as deep. If you go deep once you've weed killed and stuff, all you do is you keep bringing up more weed seed. So it kind of defeats the purpose, and the stuff's going to grow no matter how much Roundup you use. So there's 2 different ways to go about it. And then in the back, I have a roller. I built that myself. I was a machinist and a welder for 20 years. I just couldn't find one that was rugged enough for what I wanted. I pull that behind the tractor or the four-wheeler. It works good to seed to soil contact. You want that for good germination. I have a small seeder right there that I usually use to put my seed on. I'll mix my seed with play sand. It actually works really well, which we'll get into in other videos. And I use that also to put my fertilizer on, because most of my plots are small and you're only talking about a couple 100 pounds. It doesn't take very long to put it on with that versus the big spreader where it might just go woof and it's gone. I recommend getting a good mask. When you put your fertilizer down and your lime, I mean, it can be pretty dusty, and I don't believe it's very healthy. So for $100, I mean, could put years on your life. The brush hog. In the back, I have a finish mower. They both work well for maintaining your food plots after they've grown. I recommend cutting them once a month. Once the ends of like your clover and your alfalfa start to turn brown a little bit, that's when you want to whack them down, but not too short, not when it's hot, because it'll end up dying from the heat. The brush hog comes in really handy in the very beginning stages. If you have an old field or something and you're not quite sure what you have, go in there and bang around with this instead of a finish mower, because that's a lot more delicate. This will take a lot more of a beating. This is my newest piece of equipment. It's a 2014 Honda Foreman 500 4-wheel drive. You don't have to have a big expensive tractor. You'd be surprised the amount of work you can do with a four-wheeler. Matter of fact, I do 50% of it with the four-wheeler. Basically, the tractor I do the tilling with and spreading the lime, and that's about it. Well, and running the brush hog and the finish mower, but you can buy smaller units to go right on your four-wheeler and save a lot of money that way because you can't own it all. If you'd like to purchase some seed or you need some consultation, I'm available at morewildlife@hotmail.com, or you can check us out at www.morewildlife.net. Also, you can check us out on Facebook, and be sure to watch for more videos on YouTube. Have a good day.